Take a look at this. Air dominance is shifting from single jets to entire flying ecosystems. In 2026, the question is no longer which fighter is fastest or stealthiest. The real question is which Air Force can build, upgrade, and connect aircraft into resilient combat networks. This countdown breaks down 10 fighters and programs shaping the future of air power. What is operational, what is emerging, and what quietly rewrites the rules. By the end, the idea of a best fighter will feel incomplete. Number 10. KF-21 Barame. South Korea's KF-21 Barame first flew in 2022, marking a turning point in the country's aerospace ambitions. But prototypes are not power. The decisive moment arrives when aircraft leave testing and enter operational squadrons. The core fact is clear. Serial production began in 2024. By 2025, the first operational aircraft moved through final assembly. Initial production deliveries are expected in 2026, following acceptance testing. That timeline matters because it transitions the KF-21 from a promising concept into deployable capability. The surprising detail is not merely that it is assembled domestically. The KF-21 integrates indigenous systems designed for networked combat. It features an active electronically scanned array radar, an advanced electronic warfare suite, and sensor fusion designed to share and process battlefield data in real time. Its reduced radar signature, while not full fifth-generation stealth, represents a deliberate move towards survivability in contested airspace. This aircraft is more than hardware. It is a strategic statement. South Korea seeks sovereignty and advanced air power. The ability to integrate weapons, update software, and maintain fleets on its own timeline provides operational independence during crises. But as South Korea's Hawk takes flight, another aircraft with darker origins continues to evolve under pressure, adding upgrades not in peacetime cycles, but in real conflict. Number 9. Su-57 Felon. Russia's Su-57 entered serial production in 2019 and remains in active development through 2026. Unlike programs that unfold slowly, the Su-57's modernization has occurred under intense operational scrutiny. The core fact is straightforward. In February 2026, a new batch of Su-57 aircraft was delivered, featuring upgrades that included revised weapons integration, improved onboard systems, structural refinements, a new engine variant, and enhanced helmet-mounted targeting. That is not routine procurement, it is iterative adaptation. Production capacity at Komsomolsk-on-Amur has reportedly been reinforced to increase output. While the total fleet remains smaller than other fifth-generation programs, more than 40 airframes, including prototypes, are sighted by 2026. The surprising detail is philosophical. The Su-57's development reflects a learning cycle shaped by modern combat demands rather than laboratory projections. It underscores how stealth alone does not define dominance. Range, payload flexibility, and survivability against layered air defenses matter equally. And those challenges become even sharper at sea, where distances are vast and reaction times shrink. The next entry addresses that maritime equation directly. Number 8. FA-XX. The U.S. Navy's FA-XX represents its sixth-generation answer to a Pacific reality defined by distance and anti-ship threats. Designed to replace the FA-18E/F Super Hornet, it aims to restore extended reach and survivability for carrier air wings. The core fact: fiscal year 2026 funding rose significantly, including nearly $900 million in additional allocation as Congress accelerated development under defense appropriations measures. That urgency signals institutional recognition that current ranges may not suffice against emerging threats. The surprising detail is conceptual. FA-XX is not merely a faster or stealthier fighter, it is engineered for endurance, survivability, and integration within a digital combat environment. Long-range missiles and layered defenses require an aircraft that can operate further from carriers while preserving stealth and network connectivity. However, multiple sixth-generation initiatives competing for resources can strain timelines. Strategic ambition must align with budgetary reality. While the US debates pacing, another country has already achieved something more tangible: fifth-generation fighters in large numbers. Number 7. Chengdu J-20 Mighty Dragon. China's J-20 entered service in 2017, but by 2026 it is transitioned from novelty to strategic instrument. The core fact: estimates place the fleet beyond 300 aircraft, with production rates reportedly approaching 100 to 120 units annually. Volume transforms perception. When a stealth fighter becomes common rather than rare, it reshapes doctrine and training at scale. The surprising detail lies in specialization. In January 2026, China unveiled a J-20S variant with maritime strike capability, marking a diversification of mission profiles. Reports also reference an enhanced J-20A variant completing systematic tests in early 2026. This indicates program maturity. Variants signal adaptability, and upgrades suggest refinement cycles are active and institutionalized. A single stealth aircraft impresses observers. A family of stealth aircraft changes operational planning across entire theaters. The question then becomes whether any single nation can sustain that pace alone. That's where multinational programs enter the picture, pooling resources to pursue sixth-generation ambitions. Number 6. Global Combat Air Program/Tempest. The Global Combat Air Program links the UK, Italy, and Japan in a trilateral effort to design a sixth-generation combat system. Announced in 2022, development advanced significantly by 2025, merging separate trajectories into a unified vision. GCAP envisions more than a standalone aircraft. It proposes manned-unmanned teaming, advanced sensing suites, and a digital combat cloud connecting platforms into a cohesive network. A demonstrator flight is targeted for 2027, with operational service projected in the 2030s. Concepts include augmented reality cockpit displays and discussions of directed energy capabilities. The surprising detail is ambition. Sixth generation here is not limited to stealth shaping. It extends into computing dominance and electronic warfare integrated at machine speed. Yet multinational programs face political friction. Shared work distribution, funding alignment, and national priorities can slow progress. Europe's other sixth-generation effort demonstrates exactly how delicate such cooperation can be.
Number 5. Future Combat Air System, FCAS. FCAS unites France, Germany, and Spain in another sixth-generation System of Systems project launched in 2017. The program includes a next-generation fighter, remote carriers, and a combat cloud architecture designed to link platforms across domains. By February 2026, reports indicated deadlock around the fighter component, even as engine development and drone elements continued progressing. The surprising detail is institutional tension. Airbus publicly floated alternative configurations, including dual fighter concepts, reflecting serious work-share disputes. This is not mere bureaucracy. Delays affect competitive positioning. Every postponed milestone gives rivals more time to refine their own systems and scale production. While FCAS navigates political complexity, another nation is building stealth capability from the ground up, prioritizing autonomy in design and sustainment. Number 4. Advanced Medium Combat Aircraft, AMCA. India's AMCA represents a long-term investment in sovereign stealth aviation. The core fact: prototype rollout is projected for late 2026 or early 2027, with first flight targeted around 2028, certification near 2032, and induction around 2034. Each prototype is estimated at roughly $120 million equivalent, reflecting the cost of developing advanced technologies domestically. The surprising detail is strategic autonomy. India seeks control over stealth shaping, sensors, engines, and integration processes. Independence in upgrades and sustainment ensures flexibility during geopolitical tension. AMCA embodies patience. Strategic aviation requires long development arcs. But in the present, one platform already dominates allied air forces worldwide, shaping doctrine not just through capability, but through numbers. Number 3. F-35 Lightning II. The F-35 entered service in 2015 and evolved into the backbone of Western tactical air power. The core fact, in 2025, a record 191 aircraft were delivered after clearing a technology refresh backlog. Lot 17 includes aircraft equipped with updated radars, and annual deliveries continue at high volume. The surprising detail is ecosystem influence. The F-35 standardizes training, logistics, and data sharing across numerous allied nations. It creates interoperability habits that extend beyond combat. Modernization challenges remain, including technology refresh timelines and Block 4 upgrade pacing. Yet the platform's scale gives it strategic weight unmatched by newer programs still in development. However, the future of air dominance is shifting towards systems designed from inception to integrate autonomous teammates. That transition is embodied in the next entry. Number 2. F-47 NGAD. In 2025, the U.S. Air Force awarded Boeing the contract for the Next Generation Air Dominance program. That decision marked more than a procurement milestone. It signaled a clear commitment to redefining how American air power will operate in contested environments for decades ahead. By March 2026, early production activity had already begun, low-rate initial production was underway, and projections placed the first flight around 2028. The timeline reflects urgency and intent. This is not a distant research effort or a speculative concept. It is a structured program advancing through tangible industrial phases toward operational deployment. The F-47 concept is built around extended combat radius, modular architecture, and seamless integration with collaborative combat aircraft. These unmanned systems are not secondary attachments. They are designed as force multipliers embedded within mission planning from the outset. Acting as autonomous wingmen, they expand sensing coverage across wider areas, carry additional munitions, conduct electronic warfare, and assume exposure in high-risk zones. This redistributes operational risk while increasing overall mission flexibility. The manned aircraft becomes the coordinating hub of a distributed system rather than a single platform operating independently. This shift represents a doctrinal transformation. NGAD is not conceived as a traditional air superiority fighter that relies solely on speed, stealth, or maneuverability. Instead, it orchestrates a networked team. The pilot directs autonomous partners, adjusts tasking in real time, and manages data flows across multiple domains. Missions are no longer defined by individual aircraft performance alone. They are shaped by coordination, communication reliability, and the resilience of the broader ecosystem. Air dominance becomes less about who turns tighter or flies faster, and more about who processes information faster and adapts under pressure. Fleet projections exceeding 185 aircraft indicate that NGAD is intended to replace the F-22's strategic role rather than supplement it. This is a structural transition in force design. The ambition extends beyond incremental modernization. It seeks to redefine what air superiority means in an era of advanced air defenses, anti-access systems, and digital warfare. Yet the benchmark for modern air dominance still carries a name that has defined the standard for 2 decades. Number 1. F-22 Raptor. The F-22 entered service in 2015 and remains operational in 2026. It integrates stealth, sustained supersonic cruise without afterburner, thrust vectoring, and advanced sensor fusion into a platform engineered to dominate air-to-air combat. Its design philosophy centered on achieving first look, first shot, and first kill advantages. It was built to neutralize adversaries before they could respond effectively. What stands out today is its continued relevance. Despite sustainment challenges and long-term replacement plans, the F-22 still occupies a performance niche few aircraft can match. Its low absorbable profile and tightly integrated sensors allow it to shape engagements before detection. In exercises and real-world deployments, it remains a reference point for evaluating emerging fighters. When analysts assess new platforms, comparisons inevitably return to the Raptor's combination of stealth and kinetic performance. At the same time, the transition towards NGAD introduces strategic questions. If sixth-generation systems rely heavily on networks, distributed sensing, and autonomous collaboration, how resilient are those systems under electronic attack or when degraded communications? What happens when data links are disrupted or when adversaries target the digital backbone that supports coordination? Future dominance may depend less on isolated performance and more on the durability of the system as a whole. Air power in 2026 is shaped by multiple variables. Speed and stealth remain critical, but production capacity, software upgrade cycles, industrial sustainability, and manned-unmanned integration now carry equal weight. Platforms like the KF-21 reflect national ambition to build sovereign capabilities. The J-20 demonstrates scale and production volume. NGAD points towards ecosystem-centered dominance. The F-22 remains the anchor that defined the modern standard and set expectations for what air superiority entails. The evolution from the Raptor to NGAD illustrates a broader transition in military thinking. Control of the air is no longer guaranteed by individual excellence alone. It depends on interconnected systems, reliable data flow, and adaptability across contested domains. The next decade will reveal whether dominance is secured by stealth and range alone or by the resilience of coordinated autonomy operating as a unified whole. If you found this analysis valuable, consider liking the video, sharing it with others interested in defense strategy, and subscribing for more in-depth breakdowns. What will define the next era of air power most clearly? Stealth, range, production scale, or coordinated autonomy?